It's your girl, it's your girl, keeping you up with the world. Always with a smile, walking in a royal style, having convo with some interesting folks. So come hang out with your favorite host. Rockin' with Robin, rockin' with Robin, rockin' with Robin, rockin' with Robin.
Welcome to Rockin' with Robin. I'm Robin. Today I have a very interesting guest. So sit tight. We'll be right back.
Rockin' with Robin, rockin' with Robin, rockin' with Robin.
This portion of Rockin' with Robin is sponsored by PLX, Premium Life Experience. Don't just live life, experience it. Welcome back to Rockin' with Robin. I promise you an interesting guest. I have here with me is
Chuck D. Corbin.
Ooh, boy.
Corbin Media, LLC, and its affiliates and subsidiaries. How you doing, Robin?
Nice to see you again, Chuck. You look nice.
Thank you. I tried my best.
You did. You
I
did
want to
good.
look good for you.
Okay. Now you're making me blush. Now you're making me blush. So tell us about you.
So I am an entrepreneur in all ways, shapes, and forms, and my main thing with Corbin Media is to bring light to those who are not seen. So I'm like the ghost of the underground, going around scouting for talent
Mhm.
and pretty much giving them the stages they deserve, because there are so many people that do this,
Yes.
and people do get slipped through the cracks and they get overlooked.
Right.
At the same time, what I do is I try to blend brands with the talent, whether
Okay.
it be an actor, singer, dancer, poet, whatever. Everything works together.
Right.
I could be talking about, I'm going to go fly a plane today.
Okay.
Well, you're going to hear in that commercial some music playing, right?
Okay.
And then in those commercials, there's actors, and those actors wear clothes.
Yes.
So everything is all intertwined.
Right.
Everything is all together.
Right.
It's just, I'm here to help you understand
Wow.
that we are all connected. So we don't need to help each other.
Oh, exactly.
Because this is a team sport.
Right. You got
This
system
is
though.
this entertainment thing.
Yes.
It's a team sport.
Right.
So that's what I do as far as entertainment
Now you
goes.
map that out. What made you come up with this concept?
The tism.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The tism.
The tism. It helps you see things very differently.
Now explain to the world what's the tism.
The tism, autism.
Oh man, like that.
There's different scales on the spectrum.
Yes.
And there are many people who are touched.
Right.
But just because you have a disability
Okay.
doesn't mean you're disabled.
Right.
So for my case, I would be considered a neurodivergent.
Okay.
So I'm on the scale, but I function just fine. You wouldn't be able to tell unless I told you.
Right. So how old were you when you were first diagnosed with the tism?
I came back from Afghanistan, and it's like, hey, you know, you got this. I got what?
So it can hit you like any age.
Yes.
Um,
Same thing with bipolar disorder.
Right.
So everybody's born with bipolar disorder, but
Yes.
it has to be triggered by a traumatic event. So I'm a huge mental health advocate, because unfortunately for Gen X and the baby boomers,
Mhm.
y'all won't talk about no mental health issues.
Oh.
If you were, you would
Yes.
say that person's touched, or
Right.
whatever words they use, and they let them go with their business. But mental health is not something that's touched on.
Right.
And as far as when it comes to entrepreneurs,
Uh-huh.
artists,
Uh-huh.
everybody goes through their issues.
Right.
And
Right.
of course, that guy got a hit song.
Right.
Well, did you listen to the song?
Wow.
He's expressing his pain. He's crying.
Yes.
He's sad.
Yes.
He's frustrated.
Yes.
And you just singing that man's pain or singing that woman's pain.
Wow.
But that's something they actually went through.
Right.
But they just put it in the song.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
I'm learning. I'm learning because I have a new little friend that has autism. You met him.
Oh yes,
And
Prince.
just watching him every day and just learning from him, learning his mood, learning his thoughts, learning his words has been very intriguing.
Yeah, a lot of the kids that have it, if you really pay attention to them,
Mm-hmm.
especially the ones with speech impediments who
Mhm.
don't seem like they can speak,
Right.
they just talk too fast.
Right.
So if it comes out,
Yes.
if you really listen to them, they're talking to you.
Wow.
They're just talking extremely fast.
Oh.
So it'd be like they've been here before, or
Yes. So if
they're
you slow it
extremely
down,
fast, yeah.
you can understand what they're saying.
Mhm.
Very smart. He a smart
and
fella.
they're extremely intuitive too.
Yes.
So they could feel you. So you may have one that likes you, and another one You're gonna hide and because they can feel your vibe,
Right.
and then, like they don't like you.
So were you like that as a child?
Mm. I was a kid that you would have to tell to be quiet
Yes.
because if you were wrong, I'm just gonna let you know.
Right.
There's no hard feelings to say.
So, but your speech was good. We understood what you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that different levels of autism children?
Yeah.
Okay.
It all comes to different levels.
Oh wow.
Have you seen The Accountant with Ben Affleck?
No.
Okay.
Let me turn it on right now.
If you can. But there's just different levels to it.
Uh-huh.
So, just like any kid to say, oh, they got ADHD, or to try to diagnose them and give them the pills, and just like, well, they just need exercise.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be able to express themselves how they express themselves.
Exactly.
You have to learn them.
Right.
You can't just box any kid in and say, oh, you got problems. Like, no, there's nothing wrong with my baby.
Right.
He just needs to change his diet, or he needs to go exercise, or he hasn't
Yes.
expressed himself today.
Yes.
That's why he acting up.
Right.
And you just have to learn the children just like that, just like a person.
Right.
So it's something. But
Wow.
all those things factor in to this.
Okay.
Because we deal with so many people and so many different personalities.
Yes.
Is okay, what is this person going through today?
Mm-hmm.
Why they can't function
Right.
and perform like they're supposed to perform.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then you get controlled substances and all kinds of just
So were you judged?
drama.
Were you judged growing up?
Well, of course.
Mm.
The weird kid, all that. This was called. I get called weird now. This is like, you know,
I ain't say that.
you know, I'm an adult. I'm gonna hit you in your mouth. You're gonna be weird again. Like, I got feelings, you know. So, so it's always like that. But you think about Michael,
Right.
Prince,
Yes.
all the greats. They
Yes.
were all judged.
Yeah,
They were all
right.
called weird, strange.
Right.
But in your uniqueness,
Uh-huh.
that's where you find your beauty.
Uh-huh. Wow. Wow. Boy, you learn something new every day.
Every single day.
Every day. So, that's why you became also spiritual?
I grew up in the church.
Okay.
So, I'm not sure I can talk about your other guests, but I grew up in the church. So my grandmother was a reverend, so I went to vacation Bible school and all that.
Mhm.
But I would actually read the books, or I'd actually pay attention to the sermon, and I'd be like, wait, you said there was Adam and Eve.
You was corrected. You were corrected.
Perhaps and Cain killed Abel, and then
Yeah.
he went and got a wife. Where'd the wife come from?
Yes, yes.
Where that come
But
from?
you ask
So,
questions like
so
that.
that's what started my whole religious journey as a kid.
Yes.
Because there were questions my aunts and stuff couldn't answer. I'm like,
Right.
you got me here learning.
Right.
You can't answer these questions. So I went off on my own. If I went to theology school, I'd probably be straight A's. But that led me to spirituality.
Yes.
But spirituality will lead you back to God.
Exactly.
Because there is no separation.
Right.
It's just the terms you use. And a
Right.
lot of people think that they're separate, and it's
Mhm.
not.
Right.
Everything is together.
Right.
Same
Right.
thing with the different religions and beliefs. If you study them all
Mm-hmm.
and go back far enough in history,
Mm-hmm.
you see that they all talk about the same thing. And it's like, oh.
Mm.
And then it starts getting weird.
Mm. No, from there. Oh,
Yeah,
it's back.
Yeah. Everyone's monsters and stuff.
It's back. So how is all this connected into what you do as far as the business aspect?
As far as the business aspect of it, you're going to meet people in different cultures.
Right.
And if you're ignorant to their cultures,
Mm-hmm.
you may mistakenly insult somebody.
Right.
So let's say I do somebody whose faith is Islam.
Right.
You're not gonna come up there with a pork chop sandwich and they say talking, hey, how you doing? Want to do a movie with me?
I eat it.
So it's things like that you want to be sensitive to, but also learning
Yes.
the different cultures, especially when it comes to actors. I've met so many Norse actors, and their faith is with Odin, and
Mm-hmm.
I meet so many Christians. I've met so many witches.
Mm-hmm.
You meet so many different people in this, and it's just like, okay, we're all a part of this, and you start thinking Avengers.
Right.
You really start thinking Avengers and like the real life aspect of it. It's like,
Oh. Oh.
you start connecting dots. You're like, wait a minute.
Right. So how do you protect yourself from all these different?
Well, I've
types
got
of
these
things?
beautiful stones.
That's what I was gonna say about your stones.
Yeah,
Why don't you explain the stones?
I'm
to
a
us, man?
sage, so
Yes.
these are my stones. So I got my quartz
Yes.
for my energy.
Yes.
I got the lapis for some wealth.
Right.
This is to help me in the spiritual realm. I got a blue topaz or blue sapphire back here for creativity.
Yes.
And people think it's mumbo jumbo,
Right.
but You know anything about quantum physics or quantum mechanics?
You gonna tell us about that?
A little bit. So everything has a frequency.
Right.
We're all electric beings.
Yes.
So like you ever heard like you're not really touching anything, it's your atoms?
Yes.
We're all electric beings. So each one of these stones carries a small vibration.
Ooh.
And it affects with my tonal field.
Wow.
And it will help, dissipate either bad vibes or negative vibes,
Yes.
etc. and so forth.
Yes.
And just go from there.
Wow.
But it's also just like the power of belief.
Yes.
Nothing works unless you give power to it.
Exactly.
Some things is just out there like you shouldn't mess with.
Yeah. Right. Because I know I remember you said when you first came into my circle, you said the spirit in here is good.
Oh, great vibes.
You was like, great vibes up in here. Good, good, good. And I was like, what are you talking about? Wow. So hey, we're gonna hold that thought. Y'all don't go nowhere, and we'll be right back. You're watching Rockin' with Robin.
Rockin' with Robin. Rockin' with Robin. Rockin' with Robin.
Venue Space of Atlanta. Arlo is your genie to finding the perfect venue for your special event. Whether you're looking for a mansion or Airbnb or a quaint space, Arlo is your connection. Contact Arlo on Facebook group at Venue Space of Atlanta and let your wish be her command.
You have a toothache but no insurance? No problem. Queen Care Service is the perfect solution for the uninsured or underinsured. Go to queencare.savewithdiscounthealthcare.com to get your affordable discount membership and give your teeth the care it deserves.
Welcome back. You're watching Rockin' with Robin. I'm here this evening with my special guest,
Chuck D. Corbin.
Oh, shucks, not Chuck. I like the way you say that. So before we took a quick break here, you were we were talking about being spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
And how you were saying when you came into my circle that it was very spiritual. Like when you say that, what did you feel? Energy?
Oh, great energy, great vibes. And you could feel it.
Uh-huh.
Like, you have that feeling when somebody's staring at you.
Yes.
And you turn around, like, somebody's looking at me. It's the same thing.
Right.
So you could feel if it's good vibes or bad vibes, or you could feel if somebody's anxious. You could feel if somebody had a bad day and they brought that bad day with them. Like, hey, what are you doing? Go away, So you could feel those things. But it definitely helps when it comes to doing the business.
Right.
Because I know how to adjust my mode, my tone, in order to match the room.
Exactly.
Or if I need to come in and change the vibe entirely,
right,
I can do that.
Right.
Because I can feel like, ooh, it's negative in here. How y'all doing today? What's going on? And it start being extra for no reason.
Yes.
But it's,
yes.
Hey, I got a smile out of you.
Right.
When's the last time you smiled at me?
Now, do you back up and remove yourself when you like feeling bad?
Oh, I disappear with the quickness. You ain't gonna find me.
You get ghosts.
Man, what?
Ooh, what?
But you have to, because it's part of taking care of yourself.
Right.
It's definitely part of taking care of yourself.
Wow. So outside of that, I know you do something. Do you produce music?
So I am a producer, a songwriter, sound engineer, and a DJ for oh my goodness, Inspire Radio. So every Friday from 8 to 11, I have Love, Soul, and Hip Hop. That's my show on Inspire Radio. We're based out of Lawrenceville, South Carolina, but we have the international reach, so we reach over 500,000 people.
Yes.
And then I'm also the assistant producer for the Blues Remix out of Augusta.
Okay.
So we play Southern Soul, R&B, classic R&B, but we also play the new and up and coming hits.
Wow.
So right now we're syndicated on about 8 radio stations. It'll be 9 in a couple of weeks when the Savannah station gets up. And then our goal by the end of the year is about 15. So I do that on top of doing multimedia advertising. So whether it be radio advertising, television, newspaper, I do that as well. So as far as the CSRA Augusta goes, I got that covered. And that's why I'm here in Atlanta.
Right.
To pretty much make the bridge between Atlanta and Augusta.
Okay.
And I could just take it up the coast with my people in Columbia, Charlotte, Virginia, and Philly, New York. And pretty much bridge everything together.
Darn. So where did we meet at?
We met at the Moody Gala at a networking event here in Atlanta.
Yes.
So I was actually chasing that man down for 2 years because I'm a contractor outside of this. So I always kept missing it. So I'm so happy that I finally got a chance to hey, I'm not on somebody's roof putting something together.
Right.
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm present, and
Yes.
it's good to do that.
Yes.
But each event you go to, you never know who you meet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm always do my best for myself and to tell my artists that you need to do your craft
Right.
every single day
Right.
because they're watching. You don't know
Yeah.
who, but people are always watching.
Oh, yes, they are.
So
They're
if
watching
you sing
now.
your music or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
do your craft.
Right.
Post your music videos,
Right.
post your songs, post
Yes.
your artistry,
Yes.
post a picture of you networking,
Right.
post a video of your show.
Yes.
Because when I go out to here Atlanta or LA or New
Mhm.
York or
Mhm.
when I got to do the seminars and webinars
Right.
and I start talking about,
Mhm.
hey, I'm Chuck and I represent these 50 people
Yes.
and they do all this.
Yes.
Well, they're going to go back behind me and
Right.
check.
Right. Exactly.
And they be like, well, you sounded good, but your people ain't doing what they supposed to be doing. And that
Right.
actually happened to me. I had a cannabis deal, a CBD deal with a
Okay.
company in Charlotte.
Okay.
And everything was all set in stone.
Wow. Wow.
But my people weren't doing what they're supposed to do when they check. And it was like, yeah,
Ooh.
we would love to.
Ooh.
You had us.
Wow. So out here in the music world, who's your mentor?
Oh, I have about 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I first started with Hood Boss Outlaws out of New Jersey with Polo Gone Records. I started as a promoter before I even really got into it.
Okay.
I went to Afghanistan on purpose.
Wow.
Just to get the money to come back to promote properly. So I was like, we're going to war. I'm like, all right, let's go.
You did your homework.
Let's get it.
There you go.
And so I made sure like I was going to go over there to do what I had to do.
Yes.
Polo Don Red,
Yes.
he was my mentor
Right.
when I first started in the game.
Yes.
And then as far as the marketing mentor, McKinley Gaines, he used
Yes.
to be Cousin Ken
Mm-hmm.
back in the 70s.
Okay.
And he was actually part of the very first radio program for blacks
Right.
in the United States ever. He was part of the very first class that got to do that.
Yes.
So being taught by somebody like him
Wow.
is amazing. And then
Right.
another one of my mentors, he was one of the first black managers for J.C. Penney.
Okay. Okay.
He started as a box boy and worked his way up to the top.
Right.
And then he eventually had like one of the best selling stores in
Right.
the nation.
Wow.
And he
Wow.
managed that for like 20, 30 years. So
Okay.
getting taught by those two people,
Yes.
Polo and then the people I meet along the way.
And that's
And
it.
then I had family in the industry too.
That's
so
good. That's
kind of
good.
like born into it,
Yes.
so to speak.
Right.
So no matter how much I don't want to do that. It comes to me, it calls me, and I love it through
Yes.
and through.
Wow.
Because no matter what we do, no matter where we go, you're going to see somebody's art.
Okay. Somewhere.
You're affected by it somewhere. There's
Yes.
art all in this place. We're wearing art,
Right.
and you can't get away from it.
Wow. Wow. So are you married?
No,
Looking single?
I'm single.
All right, tell the world out here. Yeah.
I'm single. I'm focused on the business right now, so I'm not really necessarily looking. I am dating. Well, thank you very much. You can stop.
I'm a flirt. Now I'm gonna tell you like it is. I'm gonna tell you like it is. So, I mean, while we're on a roll, talk about people in the music industry. What's your opinion about Puffy?
I've always said if I got just asked this question, I would say no comment because I don't know that man.
Yes.
I wasn't there at those parties.
Yes.
Those things they
Okay.
did. But when you do have that power and responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
you do have to be very careful
Mm-hmm.
not to get lost into that.
Yes.
And it is very easy to get compromised. I've been approached, I don't know how many times. This is like, do I look like that? Is it the voice?
Yeah.
When you talk, I really talk.
Yeah.
But,
You know what I'm saying? All right. All right.
it does happen.
Right.
And you do have to be careful whether you're male or female.
Yeah.
Somebody is going to try you
Yeah. Yeah.
every
Yeah.
single way they can. And they're going to try to get you to compromise to get that control over you.
Right.
And that's one of those things you really have to look out for.
Right.
And if
right.
you can, do your best to protect your peers.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
some people come in with the starry eyes and I don't want to hear nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They said I was pretty, or they said I sounded good. They said I had the talent, and they let it get to their head and they go. And then
Right.
they get that hook in them and it's too
And that's
late.
that's it.
And that's
That's
on the
it.
street road.
Now, what about my boy Shannon Sharp?
Shannon spent all that money and he could have got a little something better than that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like, dang. And then why he going out like that?
What he what?
Why he going out like that?
Well, maybe it's the industry. I don't know. I
I
mean,
think after you get to a certain level, you just get bored and you just want something to do.
but
You want
sometimes when
some
y'all,
tabloids in trouble. Like DMX used to just randomly jack cars. He didn't
yeah,
know he didn't get the money no more. He's bored.
yeah, and sometimes I feel like African American men, they feel like they complete if they get like a Caucasian woman.
A buddy?
Yeah, a bunny. They just
Well,
feel
when you
like
get on, what Kanye said, when you get on, leave ass for a white girl. But I don't. I'm not sure what's up with that. As far as going back in the history of
Yes.
just the world,
Right,
you love who you love, but
right.
I don't want to get into that.
You don't want to get to that?
Not really.
No, yeah, I know. That's
Yeah,
like
it's
a tough
awkward.
subject, you know what I mean? All we get to pray. But I know I was really disappointed at Chris, Breezy.
Well, his history, unfortunately, with the Rihanna thing, it just follows, and people just don't want to let things go. That
Right.
man's grown. He's learned from his mistakes. He's apologized publicly, who knows how many times.
Yes.
And to constantly throw that back in his face over and over when both parties is like, yo, stop.
Right.
That was 20 something years ago.
Right.
Like, chill.
Right.
For
Right.
him to constantly just keep getting berated over and over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
just like they did Michael.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they're just not going to leave it alone until that man breaks, snaps, or they can have some kind of hold on him. And now the man is sitting in jail
Yeah. He got
for
they
something
let
he did years ago. He finally got out.
Yeah, they let him out
I'm
because he has a
sorry.
concert, so he was let out just in time for the concert. But
Trying to
he
teach that man a
he's
lesson.
raised, he has a mother, that's very strong, in his life, and I don't know if he has a father though. I'm not sure, but it was a little disappointing, because to me, he always seemed like a good kid to me. But we all get caught up.
We do.
We all get caught
We
up,
definitely
and
do.
it's our circle of people that we be around. Maybe he needs to change his circle. What do you think?
Because sometimes it is the people closest to you.
Maybe there's some spiritual rock going on in
He
that.
might. He might.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
might need a little blessing.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But you know what, guys? Hold tight. You're watching Rockin' with Robin, and we're going to be right back with Chuck.
Rockin' with Robin, rockin' with Robin, rockin' with Robin.
She gave him her heart. He gave her his pain. Caronda Hines shares with the world of the price she paid in the name of love in Volume 3 of the all-female collaboration book series, A Love Story. Get your copy now at carondahines.com.
If you would like to be a guest on Rockin' with Robin or become a sponsor, email rockinwithrobin2@gmail.com. Welcome back to Rockin' with Robin. I'm sitting here with
Chuck D. Corbin, the Corbin Media.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So Chuck, I know we got a little deep before we went on a break. But tell me, as far as you're doing production and the music and all that. What else can you talk about on what you're doing to take what you're doing to another level? Like where we going?
So we are actually going. Well, I've been international for some time, so
Mhm.
I'm part of the international global music organizations in the UK and everything. So I'm actually supposed to be going to the UK about 4 times a year to
Okay.
do the music conferences.
Okay.
But what I'm working on this year is the artists that I've been developing
Mhm.
is to also take them globally
Okay.
and make them global.
Right.
And unfortunately, that does take a lot of money. It's not. You have to invest.
Okay.
Let me say that. You have
Okay.
to invest in your career.
Right.
Just like McDonald's. You
Mhm.
see at McDonald's on every corner, but
Okay.
they still have radio ads.
Yes.
They still got TV ads.
Yes.
So, and they still do collabs
Right.
with the artists and the different meals. You have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I'm working on with my artists is to take them from the inspiring
Mm-hmm.
to the actual, to the national, to the international,
Mm-hmm.
and to do all the brand collabs and everything like that
Mhm.
because everything comes in tiers and levels.
Right.
So what they're doing at the top, you're doing at the bottom.
Right.
So for an artist to say, "Hey, I don't want to do a showcase, or
Yes.
I don't want to do these local pubs and perform in front of other artists,"
Okay.
well, when you're watching the Grammys, the CMAs, the VH1 awards, those artists are performing in front of other artists.
Right.
it's the same at the bottom as
Right.
it is at the top. It's just the consistency gets you there.
Okay.
And that's the hardest thing trying to get it to them is you have to stay consistent.
Yes.
You have to network. You have to leave your city
Right.
and go place to place.
Mhm.
I'm not special in my city.
Okay.
Everybody knows who I am and what I do.
Yes.
You can act like you don't, but
Yeah.
everybody knows who I am, what I do. Hey, how you doing? What's up?
Right.
I'm gonna keep it moving
Right.
because I came up there.
Okay.
So yes, we know that you can do this and you can do that. I could be Superman.
Right.
Yeah, we know you Superman. Okay, you just Clark to us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Pass the sauce.
So you educate.
Yes.
You I mean not you're just not someone's manager or producer, but then you also go deep down inside and educate them because you want to see them prosper.
Yeah.
You
So
want them to
my main goal is I don't want to say I'm a gatekeeper,
right.
but I know how to get in,
Yes.
get you where you need to be,
Yes.
meet you who you need to meet.
Right.
So I'm gonna take you from the beginning, teach you the game,
Right.
and say go this way.
Right.
This is your safe path.
Right.
If you go this way, you'll be fine.
Yes. Yes.
Meet these people, network with these people.
Yes.
You'll have a prosperous career.
Right.
So you don't have to go this way and potentially get taken advantage of.
Mm.
I've been working on this for about 10 years now,
Okay.
and the path is there.
Right.
So it's now I just people have to see me more, of course,
Uh-huh.
and then I have to do exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
I have to network more. I'm already doing it, but
Yes.
I don't show myself doing it.
You're behind the scene.
I'm a very private person. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So how many people do you have on your label?
Right now on the label, there are 3 artists,
Mhm.
and then I just do artist consultations, managing for
That's
about
good.
10 others.
That's good.
So Cuckoo is my main singer right now.
Okay.
She's a pop rock artist.
Yes.
Chris Austin, he's a R&B pop singer.
Okay.
And then I have Playboy. He's an old OG right
OG.
We're OG Playboy.
Okay. Tell Playboy I
He's a
need to
hip-hop
I need to get him on my
artist.
show. Okay.
Those are my 3 that I'm really putting everything behind right now.
Yes.
As far as the other artists,
Mm.
you'll see them as they come through.
Right. Right. You paving the way.
Doing my best.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So, can you tell everyone where we can find you?
You can find me at CorbinMediaLLC.com. You can find me on Facebook, Chuck D. Corbin, or DJ Sounds Great, whichever one. You can also Google me, Chuck D. Corbin, Corbin Media, Oscilloscope Records is the label, Inspire Radio, Baghead Distribution is the music distribution. Great Works Worldwide Publishing Company is a
Sure.
publishing company, so it's a lot. The Blues Remix.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Icon Sports Bar
Oh
and
Lord
Grill.
Jesus!
So there's a lot of people,
Yes.
places, businesses that I represent outside of just me expressing myself. So
Right. Right.
that's another reason you're not going to see me a lot,
Yes.
simply because slap somebody, and this is I represent other people's businesses. I represent
Exactly.
other people, so I have to carry myself as such
Right. Exactly. At all times.
because I'm an extension of you.
Wow. So, what's your next event coming up?
Ooh, so I'm supposed to be doing something with a Robin Curry.
Rockin' with Robin.
Yeah, Rockin' with Robin. Supposed to be doing something there. Yeah, but I do have some things coming up with my apartment complex.
Okay.
And there is a venue down the road
Mhm.
that we're setting things up for listening parties for
Wow.
comedians and things. Actually, June 15th.
Okay. Oh,
June 15th is going to be right after Schaefer's show.
yes.
Right
Yes.
after his play, there's going to be a comedy show we're doing.
Yes.
So that is my next event. Is
Wow.
June 15th.
Wow.
Almost forgot.
Wow.
Wow.
I love Schaefer. I love Schaefer.
Schaefer is
He
amazing.
had something going on this weekend, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
Me and
June-
Schaefer, we go way back.
But June 15th is my next official event that I'll
Yes.
be assisting with right after the comedy show. So,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
or right after the play, there's going to be a comedy
So,
show.
have you seen one of Schaefer's plays before?
No, I have not.
You're gonna love it.
I
You're gonna love
I
it.
can't wait.
It's real good. It's real good. You know.
We got my boy Cali Boy in there too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
It's going to be good to watch.
That's. And they feed you too. They feed you too over there. They feed you too. You know what I'm saying? Wow, that's so good. That's so good. Chuck, I mean, is there anything you would like to say to out there to young men coming up and trying to get into the music industry?
Don't quit. Always stay consistent And do not be afraid to take constructive criticism. If somebody takes the time out to correct you, to teach you, to instill something into you, shut up. Listen, put your pride aside and learn. Don't be jealous of the next person. Don't be envious, because you don't know what they did to get where they had to go. You don't know what sacrifices they made, how hard they work every week. You don't know what they're doing in order to make it appear and seem like they're the man or they're the woman.
Right.
You don't know who's stabbed them in the back or took advantage of them, and how they had to rebuild by themselves and then still come out there and do their thing for you to want to even look at them and say, hey, I want to work with them, or hey, I want to be like them, or I want to be on their team. Learn from the next person.
Right.
Get out your feelings. Ain't no money in there.
You said get out your feelings.
And do what you're supposed to do.
Wow. So have you ever decided think about writing a book or something? I mean, you've been through a lot.
Not necessarily, but my mother is a book author. Shout out to Olivia Gaines. You know what I mean? Devonshire series. We're gonna plug everybody in. But
you've been out there. You know you've been in the game a long time.
I would rather film it as a film documentary.
When are you gonna do that?
When I got the time. Come October, you'll see so much of me, you'll get tired of me.
All right. Let me go get my popcorn ready.
The show ain't even starting yet.
Remember when?
These are just the previews.
Remember you was on my show and we talked about, because I think that'll be a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
it appears to be very interesting. Not just about the music, but, and other things you got going on. You put all that in one.
It's called life.
It's beautiful thing. Beautiful
the
thing.
Captain of my ship,
It was a beautiful thing. Well, thank you for watching Rockin' with Robin, and I will see you next time.
Rockin' with Robin. Rockin' with Robin. It's your girl. It's your girl. Keeping you up with the world. Always with a smile. Walking in her own style. Having convo with some interesting folks. So come hang out with your favorite host. Rockin' with